Oh, what's this? Oh, I'll click here.
Are you on the couch watching videos about fossicking? Do you wish you were out in the field finding riches? Don't know where to go? Want to know where that pay dirt is? You're in luck! You can either subscribe to In Search of Australia or use forestry mineral maps and Google Earth as powerful online tools to find that shiny stuff. Stay tuned to find out more. When you open the New South Wales Government mineral map, you'll be presented here with this interface. Over on the left is where you really want to navigate to straight off, because here you can add layers. And within the layers, you'll see that there's categories. The very first category that I add is reserves, parks and forests, because the state forests are where you can fossick if you've got a fossicking license, and that shows them on the map there. So you can see once I click on forests, we've added the layer over on the left, state forest. And if I zoom in over here, whoops, I didn't mean to click on the map there. Takes you to them and names them. It shows you their boundaries, and you can see where the property lines are and things like that. So really important that you know where you are when you're fossicking in these areas. The other thing that you'll want to add as a layer is what you're after. So when I open up mineral resources, you can see we've got a couple of types. There's metallic minerals, and we obviously want that yellow shiny stuff, gold. So once you've added that layer, you can see that there's all these yellow triangles across the state, and these are indicators of where your main gold fields are. So if I zoom in, you can see there's been a sample taken from Pine Scrub Creek deposit. When I click on that, it brings up the report, and when you click on the report, what I'm looking for is occurrences, and the occurrences will tell you how much is there. So size code's OCC, occurrence size is occurrence only. So this can be small, large, various. So this will help you determine whether you're going to go to that area. This doesn't actually say it's a state forest, so the closest place I'd even consider fossicking here would be here, this state forest over here on the left. We can then also add other minerals. They're going to look for garnet. Those types. You're going to look for mineral occurrences by value, which usually have mining operations on them. But the corundum, or diamond, ruby and sapphire, if you want to look for sapphires, we want that layer as well. And what's really interesting when you do this is you notice the volcanic areas of New South Wales. So there's obviously been major volcanic activity over here, and there's been a few little instances in this area down here. The other thing that I add, and this is quite important that you do add it, is the fossicking part, because in fossicking you can add the districts, so it shows you that there's fossicking areas beyond state forests here. This is obviously subject to private land titles, so you can't just fossick anywhere there. However, if it's not a national park or it's sort of just general crown land, you can tend to test there. Just got to be very wary where you are. The other important one is this one, fossicking not permitted. So even though state forests do allow you to fossick in them, you'll see here there's areas that are off limits, and you really do need to be wary of that. Otherwise, you might find yourself in trouble with a ranger. And That's this pink horizontal lines there to determine that. So I've used this to make sure I'm in the right spots at times. The example in my past videos was Native Dog Creek, where if I go down here, you can see that it's off limits. But there's a nice little spot here, which happens to be the public prospecting area that I can still access. Once you've had a look at that, I'll use Google Earth to look it up. I then go into Google Earth, which has a higher definition map. So I can look up Native Dog Creek and follow it to that point where I was fossicking. I'll just go in and show you generally. The great thing about Google Earth is when you zoom in, you really do get a lot of detail. So you can look for things like granite showing through the river. You can look for where there's these little congestion areas. This is Sewell's Creek at this point. And you can also look at where the river bends. So we can see there's a bend here, and we know that river bends will deposit more material or heavy material. So using these tools combined, you can sort of go for an explore without having to test stuff straight away and get a good idea of where you're heading. I hope that helped.